Hi people, here we are. Dan moet jy stil bly, jy moet vir my luister asseblief. You had to do the following. Ek moet hierdie dingetjie wegkry. I'm waiting. Very slow today. Right. You have to do the ordinary share capital note en die nota vir behoue inkomste en dan moet jy die staat van finansiële posisie voltooi het. The information that was supplied was the following. Hulle het vir jou gegee a list of accounts. Die datum hiervan, the date of this list of accounts was supplied. Dis op 29 February 2020 and that is also the date, the day that the year ended. Dit was ook die einde van die jaar gewees. Kom ons lees nou al die inligting. The information was first. The company is authorized to sell 1.4 million ordinary shares. Daar was 650 aandele in uitreiking op die 1 Maart. Ons weet nie wat die waarde is nie. We do not know that value because the balance they supplied was at the end of the year. So we have to read if something happened during the year that was recorded already. As iets gedurende die jaar met die aandele gebeur het en dis reeds aangeteken, dan sal dit by die saldo ingesluit wees. Then 250,000 new shares were issued on the 1st of September. The amount of 1.3 was received and has been properly recorded. Wat beteken, daai saldo sluit die nuwe aandele in. That's what it means. It included the new shares. Die 1.3 miljoen rand is hier ingesluit. Is julle by daarmee? Are we fine? Okay. Next bit of information. 100,000 aandele word teruggekoop op 5 Februarie, 30 sent bokant die gemiddelde uitreikingsprys. This was not recorded. So daai 100,000 aandele was nie aangeteken nie. Onthou, as dit nie aangeteken is nie, sal dit ook 'n effek op die banksaldo hê. Remember, it's money that you are spending, the company is spending. No, I'm talking, not to myself. Money that was spent by the company but not recorded yet, which will have an effect on the bank balance. 100 times whatever the issue, the board price was. Goed. En dan sê hulle vir jou, daai aandeelhouer gaan nie kwalifiseer vir dividende nie. So what do I know at this stage? Aan die begin van die jaar was daar 650,000 aandele uitgereik. We issued another 250,000 shares. So hierdie bedrag, daai bedrag, is for 900,000 shares. Ek het nie ingetikkie, want ek het gedink ek gaan het in die klas sê. Ek gaan 'n bietjie groter maak hier, as ek het die nuwe muis kan hanteer. So that gives you 650,000 shares. En die ander was hoeveel aandele wat uitgereik was nou weer? 250, né? Dit gee vir my 900,000 aandele. Can you get the average issue price? Gaan maklik wees. Dit gaan die 4,5 miljoen rand wees, gedeel deur die 900,000 aandele. And if I do that, ek moet dit myself ook uitwerk, maar ek dink dit is reg. R5. Is it right? Are we fine with this? So the average issue price is R5 per share. Is daar iemand wat 'n probleem het daarmee? Does anyone have a problem with the R5? Dit sal nou terugkom. With the R5 average issue price. Are we fine, people? Is julle all right? Okay. Goed. So as ek nou my nota wil gaan doen, I now know what the average issue price is. Ek het sommer ek wil gou net vir die nota wys, want ek het sommer dit nou gedoen van daar af. This hoe die nota gelyk het. What do I know? I know that together, those two together is 4.5 million. So dit gaan 3,2 miljoen rand wees. Stem julle daarmee saam? Okay. We know that the average issue price is R5. We buy back 100,000 shares at R5 each, R5 elk, want die gemiddelde uitrekkingsprys kom ons in die nota. That gives me 500,000 rand. Hoeveel aandele is dan uitgereik aan die einde van die tydperk? 800,000, and if you do this calculation, you get 4 million. Jy gaan hierdie nota in hierdie toets kry. You're going to get this in the June exam, in the September exam, yes. Maar die 30 sent moet waarheen gaan? Behoue inkomste toe. As jy by daarmee, die 30 sent gaan ek nou vir jou wys. The 30 cents must not form part. Remember, the ordinary share capital is how much money we received when we issued this. So as ons terugkom, moet ons daai R5 teruggee uit gewone aandelekapitaal. Die extra geld kom ons by behoue inkomste. Remember, the little bit extra we are paying on the shares we are buying back, that is, remember, if a company buys back shares, the company is now investing in itself. So as die maatskappy in homself belê, moet die maatskappy mos vir hy belegging betaal. Isn't that true? So the R5 that the shareholder paid when he bought the shares, we give that R5 back. But the extra gedeelte, we, the company, must pay. And where do we have our money? In retained income. Jy gaan hierdie twee notas kry, hierdie toets, Junie, September, November. You're going to get these two notes. Hulle bly aan dit vra. So that's why it's R5 here. Ek gaan hier byskryf. It's altyd, dit bietjie beter spasie vir my maak. Altyd gemiddelde uitreikingsprys. Onthou die extra bietjie moet kom by behoue inkomste, want die maatskappy belê in homself. The company must pay for the company's investment. We cannot expect the shareholders to pay for our investment. Is julle by daarmee? Do you all understand that? Okay. So if iemand behalwe nou daai dom foutjie wat jy gemaak het, meneer, is daar enigiemand anders wat 'n fout gemaak het? Do you understand that? Okay. Dan wil ek het sommer dit nou gedoen, want ek weet ons is nou klaar met daai stukkie inligting. Dan was daar inligting oor dividende. An interim dividend was paid on 20 August. Waar gaan ek dit kry? Daar staan dit. Daar staan die 390,000. Dis die tussentydse dividend. That's the interim dividend. Dan sê hulle vir jou verder van dividende. 'n finale dividend van 40 cent. There was 800,000 shares in issue because they said the shares we bought back are not going to get dividends. So is 800,000 maal met die 40 cent. Hulle het vir ons hier iewers die wins gegee. Income tax was 30% of the net profit. Hulle het vir ons hier storie vertel. Wat was die storie? Ek wil net daai nota klaar maak. After the actual tax was calculated on the corrected net profit for the year, jy het gesien dat die voorlopige belasting was minder as die regte belasting. So, what was the provisional tax payment that we paid? Dit staan vir jou hier staan in die lysie van saldos. Ek moet weer terug gaan soontoe. Hierdie ding, ek het 'n nuwe muis gekry, maar dit's 'n baie simpel muis. Was ek dan by die regte enetjie nou? Dit is die, sien julle vir SARS? Their SARS income tax, that is the provisional tax payments. Het julle gesien? That tell you it's too little. It's 55,500 rand too little. So wat moet die regte belasting wees? Ek en hierdie meis gaan nie mekaar verstaan nie, kan ek sommer sien. Maak jou meis, gaan hy ook so. Ek weet gou die belasting gestorie vir julle wys. Kan ek jou net vat? Ek kyk gou wat is met die ding verkeerd. Wat is 'n nuwe ene? Ek het hierdie insit. Ekskuus gou dat ek het hierdie muis en ek kom vat hier oor die weg het. Waar is jou muis? Ja, ek weet wat sy storie is sien. Right people, let's have a look. Ek wil gou terug na die belasting storie toe gaan. So actual tax that we paid was 40500. Dis hier reg wat ons nog skuld. So we owe for tax for the year was 441,000. Ons wil weet wat is die wins na belasting, because in the note for retained income we have to have the amount after tax. So al wat ek gedoen het, I took this 441,000 divide by 30 to get 1%, maar met 70 om die 70% te kry, want jy het mos netto wins na belasting nodig. Are we fine with that? Is julle alright daarmee? Wat ek die ding so omhulslik weggegooi, ek het Saterdag gekoop. Are we alright with this? So that 1029 is what I need for this note. Die netto wins na belasting, want mens moet mos begin met netto wins na belasting. They didn't give you tax. This is a clever question. They gave you provisional tax payment and they told you it was not enough. So jy moes gaan uitwerk hoeveel is belasting vir die jaar. That was the first problem. Remember? You must add, remember, provisional tax is what you think you have to pay. What they tell you must pay is the tax for the year. So, jy moet die twee bymekaar tel. It's a very clever question hier. Dit is regtig 'n slim vraag gewees. So now you have the full tax liability for this year. You've paid some of it, you owe 35,500 still. Is julle by daarmee? Is julle okay? So now you know what 30% of the net profit is. Jy moet weet wat is 70%, because in the note you need to know profit after tax. In wins is mos 100%, belasting is 30%, then profit after tax is 70%. Is julle by daarmee? Are we fine with that? It's a clever question. Dan ek het Saterdag so 'n kursus bygewoon. Again, how to stagger the questions, that you must start with a little bit easy, difficult. In one question there must be easy stuff and medium stuff and difficult and very difficult stuff. And it is now 30, 40, 30. 30% straightforward recall work, 40% medium, 30% higher order. So ek het Saterdag so 'n kursus, lang kursus bygewoon. Right. Then we add the shares bought back, or also must 30 cent extra betaal. So that is money that the company must spend, and the company's money is the retained income. Is julle by daarmee? Ek gaan dit vir jou vra hierdie toets. It is in your question paper. Dan het jy dividende op gewone aandele. The interim or the paid was supplied. The declared moes jy gaan uitwerke. Dit was 800,000 times 40 cents per share. Geef my 320,000. Are we okay? Are we fine? Add up. In total, the dividends for the year, 710,000. Wat is my saldo aan die einde van die jaar dan? Balance at the beginning plus net profit after tax minus shares bought back minus dividende geef my saldo aan die einde van die jaar. Is julle alright hiermee? Are you fine with this? Is there anyone who has a problem? Good. Volgende enetjie, next part was, ek gaan net terug na die aansuiweringste, ek het vir jou hierdie voorraad het ek vir jou gegee, because you can't do that yet, that's second term work. Dan moes die volgende aansuiwerings nog in gedagte, in aanmerking geneem word. Consumable stores used during the year, so you had to calculate on hand, dis wat jy moes gedoen het. On hand moet jy gaan bereken. How will you do that? If that is the used amount, gaan na jou lysie van saldos toe, there's consumable stores, used on hand will be the 9,800, and dit is mos deel van jou voorraad, né? Remember? Consumable stores on hand is that part of the consumable stores you did not use yet. They told you what was used. Het julle gesien? So you have to calculate this amount is what was spent. Daai bedrag sê vir jou, that was spent. Jy moet nie die bedrag wat jy uitgee insit nie, jy moet die bedrag insit van wat jy nog nie gebruik het nie. So if you know what was spent, you know what was used, then you can calculate what is not used, which forms part of the note for inventory. Dis 'n graad 10. Dis regtig 'n graad 10 enetjie hierdie. Are we fine? Is julle okay? Goed. Rente of vas, ek gaan na die volgende een toe gaan. My bril op, so ek kan niks sien sonder die bril nie. Then that was the story about consumable stores on hand. Dan sê hulle vir jou by die volgende enetjie. Interest on fixed deposit is still outstanding. This mos jou opgelope inkomste. Accrued income forms part of trade and other receivables. Onthou opgelope inkomste vorm deel van handels en ander ontvangbares. Dan 3 direkteure kry elkeen dieselfde maandelikse fooi. The third director has been appointed on the 1st of January and had not been paid yet. So hy het nog 2 maande se geld nie gekry nie. So kom ons gaan. Directors fees. That is for 2 directors. Dis vir die 2, want hulle sê mos die 3de een het Januarie begin. Didn't receive any money yet. So that is for the 2 directors. They all receive their money. So dit is 24 maande. What is the amount per month? 23,000. Hoeveel is die opgelope uitgawe? 2 times 23,000 gives me 46,000. Is julle by daarmee? Verstaan julle dit? Are we fine? Is there anyone who has a problem? Accrued expenses forms part of trade and other creditors. Of ander betaalbares. Opgelope uitgawes is mos deel van handels en ander betaalbares, né? Trade and other payables. That's where you will find accrued expenses because we owe. If we owe, it's a creditor. As ons mos skuld, is dit 'n krediteur. Is julle alright met daai enetjie? Are we fine? Jy gaan so 'n vraag kry nou, 24ste. Dan sê hulle vir jou 75% van die vaste deposito gaan op 31 Maart verval, will mature. That means that 75% is no longer financial asset. Dit gaan nou deel wees van kontant en kontant equivalentes. Remember, any money that you get within the next year is going to form part of cash and cash equivalents. Dis almekaar gaan hulle dit vir jou vra. Hulle gaan jou dit almekaar vra, hoor. Dan het hulle vir jou die belasting gegee en dan sê hulle vir jou die skuld eienaarsbelangverhouding is 0,1 tot 1. You can do debt equity because you did it last year. That means the non-current loan in ratio to equity is 0,1 to 1. You know, ek gaan nou vir jou wys hoe is by equity uitgekom het. So jy gaan die lening kan bereken. Ek gaan nou vir jou daai stukkie wys. Ek wil net eers na die ander bladsy toe gaan. Right, so in our balance sheet. Ons weet we actually know how to get, daar waar missing staan kan ons niks doen. Forget about missing first. Ek moet eers die ander goed invul. We know that assets consist out of non-current and current assets. Ons weet nie bedryfsbates bestaan uit vaste bates en jou finansiële bate. You cannot get fixed assets, you do not know non-current assets, maar jy kan finansiële bates kry because they said 75% is going to mature. So watter deel van dit bly 'n finansiële bate? The 25%. So that one you should be able to calculate. Is julle reg daarmee? Are we fine with that? Is julle okay? Want ek gaan vir hierdie goed vra. Ek gaan nie meer sê nie. Julle moet maar kyk. Then under current assets, you should know that inventory, sê jy reg gekry, trade and other receivables and cash and cash equivalents. Dit moet jy weet. Voorraad het ek vir jou gegee die 495,000 en jy het geweet van die verbruiksgoedere voorhande. The consumable stores on hand was supplied. Is jy reg daarmee? Dan nou terugkom. So inventory you could calculate. Trade and other receivables. Hulle het vir jou gegee, kom ons gaan by. Ek wys net vir jou waar kom dit vandaan. Hulle het vir ons gegee. Daar's debiteerde kontrole en hulle het vir jou voorsiening van inbare skulde gegee. They gave you that. Is julle by? Dan het hulle vir ons 'n deposito gegee, the water and electricity deposit. That's money owed to the company. Julle weet mos dit. En jy het opgelope inkomste gehad, accrued income. So kyk wat het ek nou hier geskryf. That was the debtors which was supplied. Voorsiening van inbare skulde is gegee. Jy moet net weet jy moet dit aftrek. That was the deposit on the water and electricity, and that was the accrued income, die rente wat ons nog moes kry. Is julle by? So that amount you should be able to get. Nou kontant en kontant ekwivalente. I'm going to look for that. Ek weet al klaar, it is the 75% of the fixed deposit. Ek weet dit al reeds, né? I know it's 75%. Nou moet ek gaan kyk of daar enige ander kontant is. There is a bank balance. Daar was 'n banksaldo van 429,500. But we bought shares back and I told you that shares that you bought back has not been recorded yet. Wat het ons uitgegee? We gave back 500,000 rand from the share capital, maar die geld moet uit die bank uitkom. And we had to spend another 30,000 from our money, the company's money. But het kom ook uit die bank uit. So is bank now favorable any longer? Staat nie meer nie. Can you see that? This money is the shares bought back. That was the shares, the average price. Ek gaan dit hier byskryf. Average price. And daai was die extra bietjie. Are we okay with that? All of that money must have been taken from the bank account. Wittergraag, the examiner does this really in each exam the past number of years. You get a bank with a debit balance, which means it's favorable, en dan inliewers in die aansuiwerings is daar dan vir jou 'n transaksie wat daai debit saldo verander na 'n krediet saldo toe. Be on the lookout for that one. Is julle okay? Are we fine? Right. Good. So bank kan nie wees nie. So and there's nothing else. There's no cash flow, there's no nothing else. There's net daai deposit toe. It's just that deposit that's going to mature. So ek kon dit kry. The 300 verkeerde bedrag, sorry. There's nothing about bank there. Bank turned into an overdraft. Remember? Yeah. Is julle alright hiermee? So nou kan ek optel. I couldn't get this one yet. Dis hoekom al missing staan. Ek het eers, remember when I did this, ek werk soos julle, ek werk stukkie vir stukkie. Right. Now, so daai hier waar missing staan, that amount was not there yet. Ek het geskryf missing so lank. Now I'm going to get, I'll have to pack this puzzle as soon as I can. Op die stadium kon ek het nou nie gepak het nie. Dan equity in liabilities. Ordinary share capital comes from the note and retained income from the note. Ons moes die notas gedoen. Right? So I could get ordinary share equity. Toe kan ek nie bedryfslaste kry because they told me that the ratio from share capital to current liabilities is 0.1 to 1. So all I had to do was I had to take the non-current liabilities. I must take shareholders equity times 0.1. Dan kry ek mos my lening van jy teruggekry het. Wat was die probleem?
Battery.
Wat sê jy met die battery?
Hulle die baie goed job vir die plastic different nie. Daar is 'n lippie, daar is so 'n battery en dit het kon.
Okay, is dit nou reg?
Hy het nie die plaatjie so uitgesteek nie, so hy kon nie lekker.
Oh, is dit want ek het
en die battery se 'n punt het die goed genoeg.
Was dit nou reg? Okay. Dankie. I'll be all right.
Okay.
Is julle reg met hierdie? Do you understand this? The non-current liability. Are you fine with this? Okay. Then current liabilities. Hulle het vir ons gegee handels en ander betaalbares. That was we just check. Ek het nou vergeet. Dit was creditors control en nog iets. Ek moet gou kyk. Peetjie kontrole en dit was die direkteursvergoeding, directors fees that the 46,000, is it reg? Are we fine people? So trade and other payables, handels en ander betaalbares kon jy kry deur te sê it is creditors control and accrued expense. Is jy alright daarmee? Current portion of the loan was supplied. SARS income tax is daai gedeelte wat ons nog moet betaal. They gave me 35,500. Is julle by daarmee? Bank overdraft. Hoe het ek dit gekry? That was the amount in the bank. I spent 550,000 buying back shares. So nou skuld ons die bank 100,500 rand. Is julle by daarmee? And then shareholders for dividends. Dis wat ons verklaar het. That was the 800,000. Dat ek het weer eens geskryf. The 800,000 shares at 40 cents per share. Dis waar dit vandaan kom die 320,000. Comes from the note as well. So nou kon ek bedryfslaste optel. Soon as I can do current liabilities, I've done equity. Ek het eienaarsbelang kon ek doen. I had to calculate non-current, maar jy weet mos nou hoe, and I added current liabilities. So nou weet ek wat is my totale laste en my ekwiteit en laste. Is julle by daarmee? If I know that one, then I have to know it's a balance sheet. Total assets must be the same. Is julle okay daarmee? Are we fine with that? As ons dit het, if we have total assets, then I can get non-current assets because total assets is non-current plus current. So ek vat totaal minus die bedryfsbates, then I have non-current assets. As ek nie bedryfsbates se totaal het and I have financial assets, then I can get fixed assets. Take total of non-current minus financial asset gives me my fixed assets. Is julle okay? Are we fine? Enige vrae? You're going to get the statement. Is julle fine? Right, ons gaan môre begin met die kontantvloei staat, the cash flow statement tomorrow. Daar's 'n lot berekeninge wat ons eers moet doen. We're going to do a lot of calculations first. Maar dit eintlik baie, ek het probeer om dit so op te stel dat dit we practice the same thing over and over until you are fine and then we go to the next calculation. And right at the end, we put all of that together in the statement. Is daar iemand in hierdie vraag stel, gaan ek vir jou I have to ask you something about income statement, something about statement of financial position, something about cash flow statement, something about auditor's report. So jy moet, ons moet nog al die werk gaan, ons het minder as 3 weke oor. And we must still do the project. Kan ek afset? So vir môre, ek wil gou vir jou wys wat ons vir môre moet doen. Ek weet gou hier. Ek gaan nie ek toets dit doen nie. Daar gaan nie tyd wees daarvoor nie. Ek gaan regtig nie die tyd wees nie. Yes. Ek gaan maar nou gaan, ja.
Thank you.